We have made it. It is over. Finally, as day 18 of the G1 Climax is in the books, and we have our B block winner and our finale set up. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to another G1 Climax 30 simple review preview special. Hello again, everybody. Good evening, good night, good morning, konnichiwa to you all. Good afternoon. My name is Noah Foster, and I'm just a simple man. And once again, I welcome you to the Simple Review Preview Forum. With that being said, we have officially now ended all block action as the B block finale concluded today. And we now know come early tomorrow morning what our two will be that are fighting to be the one. So with that being said, as I come to you now, 4:22 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday, October 17th, let's go ahead and look back on the action that happened today. So, of course, we continued with what was also pretty much, some would say, the conclusion of our unofficial C Cup Young Lions run for the G1. Of course, emanating from Ryogoku Hall, as these last few days have, with English commentary by Kevin Kelly, Rocky Romero, and Chris Charles and Chris Jordan, who was there, of course, in an isolation, while the other two are still here, right here in America. With that being said, it was Uya Mary and Gabriel Kidd that duked it out today in a pretty good back and forth competitive bout. But in the end, under 10 minutes, it was Gabriel Kidd who basically was in a must-win situation just to feel a little bit vindicated on his run during this tour. And he did pull it out with the double arm suplex for the win and goes up to 5 wins, while Uya stays at 5, but Yoda is at 6. So pretty much, Yoda, congratulations. Like I said yesterday, it was pretty much defined today. He has won this Young Lions run. But I'm curious, though, what tomorrow's match will be. Will it be all three, maybe? Maybe it will be Yoda chooses either Uya or Kidd. I mean, he's got nothing to prove. All these guys, though, have been in incredibly strong performances, though, this entire tour. Kudos to them for their nonstop action in constantly giving us a great competitive opener with a couple of draws, I might add. But in the end, it was NJPW handicap 2-against-1 for Kidd representing the LA Dojo solo. I have massive respect for him, and he kept up with them in the end. Not bad by all three. I think all three have very promising futures, but I don't see any of them really graduating or going on excursion, at least within the next year. Well, we'll have to wait and see. Hey, maybe they'll get involved in NJPW strong. We'll see. Anyway, as we move on from there, we go into some B block finale action, more so about pride. And this match was definitely no exception, as our opener for today's B block finale featured Toru Yano and Yoshihashi, the headhunter, who has given us constant classics, but of course the lowest scored right now with only 2 points going in, against Toru Yano, who had 6. And this match was a little odd, to say the least, but it looked like, again, Yoshihashi was trying to out Yano as this match progressed, including using the disinfectant spray that Yano tried using. Apparently, William, the turnbuckle, was trying to be involved here, but Yoshihashi used that against Yano, and then even resorting to, even though Yano said, no tape, I take all the tape out, no tape, okay. Yoshihashi had a roll of tape and literally used his bow staff on the other side of the barricade to tape the wrist of Toru Yano in between the barricade and the bow staff. I thought this was brilliant. I thought literally Yoshihashi was going to win it here via countout. But apparently he was slim enough, and I'll give credit where credit's due, as Toru Yano found a way to slip himself through the barricade and literally run, almost whacking everybody in sight in the head with that bow staff. Yeesh, that was kind of a dangerous spot. Good thing Milano's okay. Basically, he does make it to the ring before the 20 count's over, and the ref knows, hey, you can't use that. But then, look, I'm taped. So, of course, the ref helps Yano. He untapes his wrist from the bow staff. We try and get some amateur wrestling, basically, in play here. Even Toru Yano was throwing amateur-based wrestling. Tries to go for a couple of quick roll-ups. Both men try to use the exposed turnbuckle to their advantage. They both basically like, no, not happening. But Yano, it looked like he was going to get the upper hand towards the very end, but he didn't quite get it. Then he goes, of course, for the low blow, even though earlier Yoshihashi was almost accused of using a low blow by Toru Yano. Neither man pull off the low blow in the end, though. Toru Yano, he goes for the low blow, but basically Yoshihashi, he rolls him up, and Yoshihashi gets the win in a very interesting match, to say the least, to end both these men's run. As Yoshihashi now, he ends the B block with 4 points, while Toru Yano, he of course did end with 6. And I will say this, both men had very interesting runs and matches I'm sure I won't forget. Some that annoy me, some like I wish it went further when I talk about Toru Yano and Yoshihashi respectively. I really appreciate Yoshihashi's heart, effort, and run this entire G1 tour. And Toru Yano, you definitely gave me some stuff to remember, but you also gave me some hilarious losses that I really enjoyed and go to remember as well. So kudos to both men on a great run in this year's G1 from a memorable standpoint, maybe not enough so much from a point standpoint. And who knows, that might be enough to bring both these men back or one or the other in next year's G1. But we're just going to have to wait and see. Now, moving on from there. Oh, might I add, ticking time bomb. Hiromu Takahashi was apparently with the Japanese commentary, though nobody had any idea apparently they would be there, at least from the English side. And I guess there's a trophy for the winner of the unofficial C block that's supposed to be shipped with David Finlay, who I guess is coming over for, I imagine, the World Tag League. But Rocker Romero, so far, he has asked him and has not heard much, but I guess he's working on it. And I sense some underhanded tactics here. He's probably keeping it for himself. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow. Moving on to our next match in the block, we go to Hiroki Goto entering this with 8 points versus Juice Robinson, who's entering in with 6. Both men are, of course, mathematically eliminated, but both these men right now, they kind of have their own little rivalry when you think about their run in New Japan Pro Wrestling. When it comes to the G1, though, Goto is just looking for the opportunity to finally upset Juice Robinson. It did not happen here. As Goto did control the early going, it seems, for a little bit. Juice Robinson, he was able to fight down from under. And in the end, Goto, he just could not get any big-time offense. And he didn't get the GTR in. He did get a Ushigoroshi, but Juice Robinson was able to finally hit him with that left hand of God. Follow up with a Pulp Friction at the very end. And simple as that, Juice Robinson won this match. Didn't go as long as I expected. I didn't think it was that competitive either, if I'm honest with you. But then again, maybe that's just, you know, the length of both these men's run, especially with Goto's shoulder, who I'm sure he's extended that injury quite a bit. But I still thought it was a pretty good match. And unfortunately for Goto, he has yet to figure out a way to beat Juice Robinson under the G1. That's 3-0 for Robinson in G1 singles matches against Hiroki Goto. But I will say this, it was a pretty good back and forth match. Respect to both men who are ending on a pretty, I think, decent average score of 8 points. It does kind of surprise me, though, when I look back at Juice Robinson's run and the matches that he lost. I'm kind of surprised he didn't make it to 10. But then again, I thought Jeff Cobb was going to make it to 10. And Yujiro beat him in the very end. And he came in the thing with Goose Egg. So I really think right now that Juice Robinson and Goto are kind of on the same level when it comes to G1 performance overall. But when I look back at their runs, the most memorable match of the two, it definitely, for me, has to be Juice Robinson versus Tetsuya Naito. And in a way, I feel like Tetsuya Naito probably respects Juice Robinson more than Hiroki Goto, despite their history. So take it as you will. But congrats to both men on pretty much getting a pretty medium score, 8 points. Not bad at all. As we go into the cleaning and disinfectant break, we come back from that, and now we are into the thick of it as we look at Kenta play the ultimate spoiler. Well, he did. As Tetsuya Naito took on Kenta, a match renewed from the new beginning, this time not for the double gold, but Kenta trying to play ultimate spoiler here. This was a really good back and forth paced match. It really, though, got in Kenta's favor after Naito get the combination Cabron in the corner. The case came into play, which I knew had to come into play at some point, and literally looked like it hit him sort of awkwardly towards, y'all remember that injured right eye that literally made Naito like practically blind for like half a year, it seemed. And I thought he was going to exploit that, but I also thought he was going to bust him open like he did back in the beginning when Naito was a Crimson Mask. Anyway, as these two continue to just fight it out, which was the longest match so far of the night, Kenta was able to try and lock in game over, but it wasn't enough. Tetsuya Naito, he goes for the Destino towards the very end, and somehow Kenta just gets him. I don't know, it just traps him in a roll-up. We just hear the words roll up, and Kenta beats Naito. Not only denying Naito defining his own Destino again, as he was going to do the anniversary show before the world went to hell, but Kenta now has denied Naito of winning this block because both are participants in the final finale match of this show, Sonata and Evil had beat Naito. So Naito was effectively eliminated. Kenta played the ultimate spoiler. And you got to imagine that means Kenta is going to have another opportunity to challenge for the double gold. You can sense how frustrated and maddening Naito was too. The fact that he wasn't like put away with a finisher. He was just caught with a simple amateur wrestling move, a roll up. No wonder some people call that the most dangerous move in professional wrestling. It does hold up. With that being said, I thought this was a pretty good match. Would I consider this better than their match at the New Beginning? I think I would, considering we didn't have the bizarre opener with just the long-awaited start to this match, and then it really just got slow in the audience, and then he busted him open. But as far as this rivalry going to another level, I think it's safe to say you could say that, because now, once again, Kenta has not only taken Naito's moment, he's taken away Naito's glory, and honestly, he kind of probably humiliated Naito. I feel like Naito feels not only ashamed, but just downright annoyed. Because think about it, everyone thought that he was going to be probably our block winner. Nope, Kenta denies that. Kenta, of course, who still has that briefcase that is barely holding up, containing the rights to challenge for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. But I also think about this, the fact that Kenta, he's probably filled that case with other items than just tape. I feel like that hit to the head, the awkward hit to the head here, was more effective than the hit to Yano and the attempted hit to Sonata. But the bottom line is this, Naito's eliminated, Kenta ended his run. I thought it was a pretty good match. Kenta ends his G1 with 10 points, while Naito, he ends with 12. And kudos to both men, though I still wonder where's Kenta's mind and head and allegiance stand when it comes to Bullet Club, because in a way, he basically helped Evil almost solidify his way and win this block, because if Evil, of course, beats Sonata or goes to a draw, Evil wins regardless. With that being said, let's go ahead and continue into the action. And by the way, botch, apologies, I'm tired, you can tell. I forgot to mention the match right before this that renewed a great rivalry from last year over the British Heavyweight Championship, and also basically who's the better technical wrestler. As the ace in New Japan, Hiroshi Tanahashi, he took on Zack Sabre Jr. You're not the only one that can screw up, Cindy. Please follow my friend Cindy into the Stratosphere podcast for the Bulletcast and follow her at simplyc_OK. Anyway, both men were mathematically eliminated. This match more so was just for pride. And when it comes to the ace, no one has more pride when it comes to his state in the G1, let alone New Japan Pro Wrestling, than this guy. Really wrestles with all of his heart. And it proved here. Zack Sabre Jr. and the ace had a bit of a strong technical bout with some striking. It looked like the ace had the submissions master for a little while with the cloverleaf, while Zack Sabre Jr., he tried to basically wrap the ace up in a pretzel. And as this match kept going down the line, Ace doesn't go for the high five flow towards the end. He actually just catches him pretty much in a simple roll up. And you would think Zack Sabre Jr. would kind of respect that, considering how he's beaten the ace in the past. If you remember, their last encounter was a simple roll up as well that won him back his British Heavyweight Championship. He kind of got a little infuriated and went right after the ace after the match. But the bottom line, Hiroshi Tanahashi, he won. So kudos to him. And he ends his G1 with 8 points, while Zack Sabre Jr., he ends at 10. Now, whether or not these two continue their feud either as singles or renew the tag feud with Golden Ace and Davis Techers, only time will tell. It's really odd figuring that not only the Ace was in the B block this year, but you wonder what the Ace's future hold. Where does he stand? Now, I know, thinking about other companies and breaking down bridges, there is one particular wrestler who would like to he would like to face at least 2 more times. Maybe they can build another specialized program towards Wrestle Kingdom. You all know who I'm talking about, because he's the best in the world at what he does. And he's also the Painmaker. But there's no gold involved here. So what do you really kind of do? It's going to be an odd scenario, I feel like, if they do try and set up that match again. But I'm curious to see what is set for the Ace during Power Struggle. Something has to come, because right now, with the fact that Kota Ibushi has a chance to win the G1, if Kota Ibushi does win the G1, I don't see Golden Ace forming and participating in World Tag League, because Kota is going to strictly focus on that pursuit again and try and achieve what he couldn't do this year at Wrestle Kingdom, and that was win the double gold. That's if the double gold comes into play again at Wrestle Kingdom, which I imagine it will, but it'll probably be a one-day event. But anyway, kudos to both men. Strong performances in this year's G1. I have to say, Zack Sabre Jr., Tetsuya Naito was probably my favorite match of his run, although the match with Sonata was pretty good too. And as far as the Ace goes, he's had some pretty good matches with Yoshihashi, Sanada, and I will give credit where credit's due. That one against Hiroki Goto that was groundbreaking, where Goto beat him, was probably my favorite match of his run. It took juice to the limit too. So always never count out the ace, support the ace, go ace. The Zack Sabre Jr., he did better this year. We'll see how that reflects going forward. I feel like it's been a stronger year for Suzuki-gun too overall. Just saying. Which finally leads me now to our main event, as we finally see who takes the block. And I kept saying it. I said it and declared it since day one. He was my pick. He started out 0-3, and he comes into this 5-0. Sanada, Cold Skull, all or nothing. He goes up against Evil. And of course, Evil came into play here countless times with his padre, Dick Togo. And it wasn't until Dick Togo really got involved in the match got into Evil's favor. Go figure. Early going, of course, these two know each other so well. Former tag team partners, Evil, of course, destroying Sanada previously at this year's New Japan Cup earlier. You clearly knew Sanada. He was fighting for everything he could with as much emotion as possible. And of course, we got all the classic spots from both men. Evil, of course, with a Dick Togo distraction, does get the chairs out. He goes swinging for the defenses and uses the chairs against Sanada. There was some subtle, slight smiling teasing among the two as well. Assisted magic killers and ref assists aside, things really turned to Sanada's favor towards the middle bit. And this was very close to a draw, by the way, too, folks. As Dick Togo, he tries to come and play again. Sanada catches him, traps him in the Paradise Lock. I love this. And then traps Evil in the Paradise Lock. I'm like, okay, good. Keep Dick Togo in the Paradise Lock, kick Evil out of it, but trap Dick Togo for the rest of the match. He listens to the crowd, Miyagoku, and he decides to free both men. And as this match continues to go down the line, Evil, of course, showing off his power, gets the match back in his favor. Sanada was able once again to counter and finally lock in Cold Skull, although Evil's head was subtly slipping from it, everyone can tell. And he was able to get out of that. And as Sanada tried to go up 1 point for the TKO, Evil countered that. It wasn't until Sanada finally hit a TKO that it looked like we were finally setting up towards the finish as he goes for that patented moonsault, crashes and burns. And then as the match continues, Dick Togo, he comes into play a couple more times with distractions aside. I was getting really annoyed, but Sanada was able to counter Evil, everything as Evil attempt towards the end. He does finally pull off not only the skull end for a extended period of time, he goes for the two patented moonsaults, and he literally gets them. I'm like, he's got it. He's won here. Freaking Dick Togo pulls Red Shoes out of the freaking ring. And all hell breaks loose as Dick Togo literally just goes on full assault mode on Sanada. And I'm like, someone do something. Hiromu, get up from commentary. Hiromu, get up from commentary. Why he didn't involve himself at all with Tetsuya Naito's match, despite Kenta's shenanigans and Kenta subtly mocking him afterwards. So like, hey, why didn't he get involved here? He does get involved with this match. I guess it was just a different story. And he prevents Dick Togo from causing further damage for a moment until he gets low blow by Evil from behind. Damn it. And not only did Sanada previously got hit with a magic killer, but Hiromu gets hit with a magic killer for his troubles too. This match fully looks like it's going Evil's way. It looks like he's about to win here. They finally get the ref back in the ring. Sanada kicks out. And as Evil is just beyond frustrated and goes for the kill, Sanada with a quick out of nowhere roll-up almost gets the win here. He follows up with a big power move, tries to go after Evil again, but then that Garrett comes to play by Dick Togo, tries to choke him out. Hiromu super kicks him off the apron. Match once again in Sanada's favor. But in the end, when Dick Togo still tries to come involved to the point that one of my Red Shoes didn't DQ this guy in the first place. There's a God and he is kind. Sanada comes into play, pushes Evil into Dick Togo, catches Evil off the ropes into an Okano row, and Sanada beats Evil and wins the block. Because since he's beat Evil and Evil beat Naito, but Sanada beat Naito as well, there's no tiebreakers, despite the fact both men end with 12 points. Sanada wins the block overall. Thank God. And literally pulls off what JY did last year. Literally went 0-3, but went the rest of the way and won the block. So we are in for an absolute instant classic tomorrow with no stupid Bullet Club shenanigans, no Dick Togo interference, and no controversy to think about happening at all, as it will be Sanada versus Kota Ibushi for who will be the one to win this year's G1 Climax 30. Now, the way I see it, Kota Ibushi, he has a tremendous opportunity to complete history here, become one of few men to win the G1 Climax twice, but become, I believe, one of the only men under this new format to win G1 Climax consecutively 2 years in a row, while he's made the finals now 3 times in a row. And I believe that this is Sanada's first ever time going into the finals. So both men have tremendous momentum on their side. As he saw, of course, lights go out. Kevin Kelly had his cell phone light out, as did I. And literally he just says, see you tomorrow. I can only imagine what Sanada's going to say and how dark but bright that building will be if Sanada wins the G1Climax30 tomorrow in the finale. Folks, buckle up. We are in for an incredible, absolute potential match of the year between Sanada and Kota Ibushi. I truly believe it. My only concern at this point is Kota Ibushi's legs. How is he walking? Can he kick as stiff as he did against Taiji against Sanada? Will that be the difference maker in this match? Sanada is hybrid striker and also technical wrestler, a techniker, if you will, as they're categorized as according to Cage Match. With that being said, let's just go over quickly the final scores of the B block. The Ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi ends with 8, Juice Robinson ends at 8, Goto ends at 8, Toru Yano ends at 6, Yoshihashi ends at 4, tough break, Headhunter. Tetsuya Naito ends at 12, Sanada ends at 12 and wins, Zack Sabre Jr. 10, Kenta 10, Evil at 12. Talk about a wild run for Sanada with the worst possible start you could possibly have, but really pulled it out in the end, just going straight down the line. When I think about my most memorable match on his run, there's a couple that I really enjoyed. And I think for me, the match that I probably enjoyed the most was probably his match with Tetsuya Naito, where he pulled out the modified Destino of his own for the win. As far as Evil's runs go, I will say Yoshihashi came super close in beating him, but it just didn't work out. And I must say, I did enjoy the fact that Yano was able to counter Evil, and that did make me laugh. Anyway, with that being said, we now know what's ahead of us in the finale. But what is the rest of the card? Who else is going to be involved? What grudges will be picked up or built towards the road to Power Struggle's beginning, towards Power Struggle? What titles might be involved? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have news for you. The card has not been put out yet, so I have no idea. If I were to take some guesses, I could definitely see them picking up where they left off if Okada and Ospreay. I definitely see them doing one last match with, of course, the Young Lions run in the C block. I feel like the Never Openweight title makes the most sense. Let's just see who they choose. Will it be Taiji or will it be Shingo? I think the most sense right now will be Shingo because I don't think Taiji can walk. And as far as setting up the tag team picture, that one I'm not sure on because I know after Power Struggle, we got the World Tag League and Best Super Juniors as well. But clearly they're going to have at least, I would think, 6 matches overall, including our finale, which of course we have no time limit. But I have no clue. So I guess you're just going to have to stay tuned for tomorrow, folks, because there's nothing at njpw1972.com yet. Or keep following NJPW Global on social media for live updates. I certainly will. But let me go ahead and, again, put my thoughts towards the finale now that it's known. It is Sanada versus Kota Ibushi. So with that being said, can Kota Ibushi stick to what he was saying before and truly become what he believes he can be? God with capital G. Or can Sanada make history? And are we in for an all LIJ Wrestle Kingdom main event where Sanada has the chance to win the double gold against Tetsuya Naito? There are so many things to consider right now when it comes to what is Wrestle Kingdom going to look like. And I don't know, but if you want me right now to put myself on the spot and pick the winner of G1Climax30, I'm just going to simply say this. In my Joy 1 Climax run, which went horrible towards the end, oh well, it was a ton of fun. And I'll give you the final scores for me and a few of my friends too after the finale tomorrow. Heck, I might even do the finale review with some other people, so stay tuned. I said at the very beginning, I thought my final was going to be something special. I thought that Wrestle Kingdom is setting up basically LIJ and Suzuki going type rivalries and feuds. And in a way, it still seems like it is too, especially with the Neverweight picture. But I said it was going to be Taiji versus Sanada in the finale. I was wrong on one half, but I was right, and I never changed my instincts or gut or choice for B block since, and that was Sanada. So with that being said, I'm simply going to say Sanada makes history and pulls it off. I think Sanada is finally finally going to do what he was unable to do last year and reach that next echelon in his career to lead New Japan Pro Wrestling into the stratosphere and also into the main event. I think Sonata is going to win this year's G1 Climax 30. And with the hindered legs of Kota Ibushi, that certainly is going to help in his favor too. But I digress. And that's all I have to say for now too. So thank you so much for tuning in, folks, once again to another G1 Climax review / preview. We finally made it to the finale. It comes to us tomorrow morning, special start time, 11 a.m. 11 p.m. Pacific time tonight, you doggone Western coasters. 2 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow for us here in the East Coast, and 7 a.m. British Standard Time tomorrow morning as well. Who will be the one? What surprises, rivalries, and setups await following the G1 as we head on the road to Power Struggle? And who the hell is going to join Ospreay in this new faction? We're just going to have to wait and see. But thank you so much, as always, folks, for tuning in and watching along live or on demand with me. If you want to know more about this, know this. I'm just a simple man and a lifelong fan of ... wrestling. So Instagram, Twitter, PlayStation, it's at Foster1916. Twitch and Foster191625. We'll be playing Crash and Sonic this weekend. I'm doing something special with Sundays going forward because of my love for the series. Hi, Carol. Also, YouTube channel, youtube.com/C/NoFoster210 for all things wrestling. Shout out to HW Family on Twitter. You want to know more about it? In the description down below. Support NoDQ, WrestleJoy, the Primetime Predictions League, We Want Wrestling Talk, Team All Elite, and support Private Wrestling, folks. That's the heart of it. Greg Cherry Brand, Jeff Meacham Network. And as always, support wrestling outlets big and small. And let's keep growing this incredible, diverse, unique, elite, authentic, unscripted, unrestricted wrestling community together. Simple as that. With that being said, I thank you all so much for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Hit the bell to know the next video goes on this channel. Hit the subscribe button, help me keep growing this channel. I know I've been bloody insane watching every day live, but what can you say? What can I say? I am a fan of New Japan Pro Wrestling. #1 in my heart. And again, just take care, folks. Wear a mask. Shout out to Homa69 who's doing a fun YouTube creator's journey. There's content coming up for Impact Wrestling Bound for Glory predictions and review, as well as Hell in the Cell predictions as well. Join the NoDQ Galaxy Predictions League. Form will be up very soon too. Wear a mask, be positive, be safe, enjoy your week, and enjoy wrestling. Find some promotion, somebody, some friends, or some rivalry. I don't judge you. I just want to challenge virtue. Guess he's got a debate tonight. Good luck. #Virtue Army. And again, just make something out of it too, something positive. Be safe, be positive. It's a strenuous time, I know, for all of us in lives, but let's see if wrestling can give us a good time. So with that, wherever you are in this world, I just hope you all, on behalf of me, because it's going to be dark soon, just have a good night. Ukigenyo and sayonara. Thank you again.